Good morning, everyone. This is Judith A. Cope. You're listening to Mad Love. Let's get into it. I hope you have an amazing week this week. We're in the middle of, we're not in the middle. We're in the early part of May, which is wild to me because I fully feel like, it was just January. But I've had a busy year because the first 3 months of it, the caregiving was stepping back up, which is not what I wanted to do. But as usual, it felt like the right thing to do. So that's what I did. And I was helping with my brother. And so I'm excited to say that we set a date and we're going to drive to South Carolina and put my mom and my brother in the ocean together. My little cousin's mom passed away a couple weeks ago. So she's going to put her mom's ashes in the ocean as well, which is kind of fitting because when my little cousin was 5, the last time we were in Hilton Head, she spent the whole time looking for seashells on the beach for her mom. It was actually really kind of sweet. And so we're going to put them in the drink together. I'm going to save half. I'm going to try to save half of my mom's ashes because she also really liked Martha's Vineyard. But we're going to do that, and I'll keep you guys posted. I'm excited. I haven't been to Hilton Head since that trip, and, it's just circle of life stuff. I was talking to the guy working on my car, and he was like, man, you've been through a tough little spell here. And I was like, people die. Yeah, and and right now it feels like a lot of people are headed out of here energetically because things are so chaotic, and clearly they've been messing with our food and our air and our energy, and right now it's like only the strong will survive. Who knows what was in that vaccine? I'm sorry to say it, but I don't know if that was a healthy vaccine. I don't know if that's made people. I've read studies where people were getting myocarditis, young people, and they weren't getting it before. We don't know if these vaccines have been safe. It feels like everything has been hijacked, and there are these bad actors in many groups who we can't decide if they're for us or against us. Well, actually, I feel like they're mostly against us, but to varying degrees. So you got to be vigilant. You got to have discernment. You got to stay prayed up. The best way to be unbothered is to lean into your faith and know that you are here for this time. If you're alive now, it's for a reason. And, to lean into it because we're not guaranteed anything. And there's so much beauty still left in the world. Why focus on all the stuff that could be going wrong or that is going wrong? Or, I don't think anything about Donald Trump. And that's the difference between his first presidency and this one, because his first presidency, I wasn't a caregiver full time. In the time that he's come back into office, I have been through a lot. And it has taken a ginormous toll on me. And I am not about to sit up and waste my days worrying about, what could or could not happen, what is or what isn't happening. I don't have energy for that. And I can't save everyone, but I can pray and I can live my best life and I can find joy. I can go for a walk. I can look at flowers. I can watch my favorite TV shows. I took a spill on Friday walking, trying to get my blood sugar back in order. My glucose number was not what I wanted to see, and I sprained my ankle, so now I'm resting. I've spent the whole weekend elevating my ankle and icing it. It's come down quite a bit, but it's not what I'd call recovered. But, I'm grateful it wasn't worse, because falling is not what you want as you get older. And, I'm grateful. I'm just grateful. I love walking in this neighborhood. The streets are raggedy as hell, though. there's divots and holes and shit everywhere. So you got to really watch. So that's on me. But life is good. And I think it's important to keep that in mind. And just stay excited about your future. You know, all unpleasant things come to an end. So eventually this is going to come to an end. The Donald J. Trump experiment. He represents, I think, the worst of the worst in people. Because I don't think he's not as interesting as he believes himself to be. And he's clearly, even Marjorie Taylor Greene is up here saying what we already can see, is that he's under the thumb of Israel. And apparently, most U.S. presidents have been picked based off of their loyalty to Israel. And it's not in the voting booth. It has been alleged that this stuff happens far outside of voting. You know, they get picked. And they're going to win. And he obviously made a deal. He took all of that money from, I want to say her name is Miriam Adelson. He took $250 million from her. What did we think was going to happen? He was pretty much going to do whatever she said, which is how we're in this bizarre situation we're in right now. But, I mean, Tucker Carlson, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Candace Owens, any number of people who were pro-Trump and wanted to vote for him and wanted to see him win are now like, this is not what we signed up for. Farmers are crying. Everybody's struggling under Trump. But you voted for that. And here's my bigger point. Why you trust politicians, I'll never understand. I worked for one. I saw it up close. They are not big fans of the truth. They will say whatever they have to say to get elected. And they will take bribes. And they will take money. And they will follow the money and say whatever the money told them to say. And that's the truth. Whether people want to like it or not. Whether people will censor this or not. That's why TikTok had to get sold. Because they wanted to censor it more. Because shockingly, people on TikTok were siding with Palestinians and not Israel. And so now it's a pro-Israel ownership. And shocker, people aren't getting paid what they used to make on TikTok Shop. Shocker, people aren't getting the views that they used to get. People are getting demonetized. People can't count on that income stream. TikTok basically has been ruined. And that's what people do. They ruin things so they can steer you to think like them. And that's where we are. So I'm suggesting, and you don't have to think like me. You don't have to agree with me. You don't have to like anything I say. But I'm suggesting you open your mind and try to at least discern what's going on. And if you can find joy, and I know you can if you look for it, turn your TV off. Make a mixtape. Like, do something fun. You know, if you can walk, go for a walk. If you can't walk, open the window and let the sun come in. You know, have somebody bring you some fresh flowers. Do something that brings joy to your spirit and to your heart. Because that's how we win this spiritual war. Is by being light and love in a time of darkness. All unpleasant things come to an end, and this season will too. So keep yourself intact so you can enjoy it even more when it gets better for everybody. Because this could be a very dark time. But don't let it be. Don't let it be. Yes, gas is high. Food prices are high. They lied about everything. But this is the lesson you should learn. Don't trust a politician. Can't trust it. PE told us, Public Enemy told us a long time ago, you cannot trust it. When a politician is smiling and saying it's going to be good for everybody, he is a liar. And you just have to, and she's a liar. I'm looking at you, Nancy Pelosi, with that insider trading you've been doing. Have an amazing Monday. Be your best. Take care.